Now, the floor, when we got to the secret garden, was an absolute nightmare in terms of drainage. It had a dip in the middle and the water would sort of stack up in the middle. Now, that caused a lot of problems because obviously if you have a lot of water out there, then the children are not going to be able to use it. So in order to sort that problem out, we considered sort of raising the floor up, maybe digging sort of a trench in there. But what we decided to do is actually raise the floor up by having a series of stones, so that the water, when the rain would sort of fall onto the ground, it would have time to dissipate and actually go into the ground. So what we decided to do is, by sorting the drainage out, we looked at the drainage spots in the secret garden, and in one area there was this hopper that we needed to put in. Now, this bit was where it went sort of down, and the water would sort of go towards this hopper area. But if we're putting stones in, the hopper needed to be raised. So what we did, we've got sort of a raised hopper that we got from a B&Q, and we put that in place and sort of pushed it down into the actual hopper bit itself, and sort of based it around and putting larger stones there so that the water would be able to go through, but you wouldn't have any smaller stones going down the drain. And this cover worked quite well, and it's still there and it's very secure. Where we've got the drainage, the drain in the one side of the other, at the other side of the secret garden, there is an issue, obviously, because that's where the stones might actually end up falling inside. So what we decided to do is some brickwork, and the brickwork we sort of raised up so that all the stones would just be able to be pushed right up against the drain. There'd be no issues with stones going into the drain, and yet if the water comes down from the drains, it would be able to sort of still work as a normal drain, which was good. In terms of a manhole cover that was there, which was we spoke to the caretaker, and he did not want the manhole cover covered in any form. So what we did was we built a wooden frame and cemented it into the floor to actually stop any stones going onto the manhole cover. Now, looking at the stones that we actually shifted, it was 2 tons of 2 types of shingle. We had smaller stones and larger stones. We laid the smaller stones first onto the floor, and then we laid the larger stones on top. Now, this raised the floor up by quite a few inches, and with the floor raised, it has made a massive difference, especially now as we've got a membrane that we've put on underneath all the stones as well. So first went on the membrane, then the smaller stones, then the larger stones. Then this has worked because we've walked on it